So basically my life was kind of a disaster. I started hanging out with the wrong kinds of people. And I just started to listen to their advice and make them do some bad stuff too.
I was really struggling with my identity. I had a lot of emotions I was struggling with, and my way of coping with it was using substances, which really didn't help. It just pushed down the emotions further, and it caused me to have a really tough relationship with my parents and with my friends. It was really hard for me to be honest and tell my parents everything that was going on because I didn't think that they would understand.
My life before Teen Challenge was a mess. I was very disobedient and I was sneaking out a lot. I had a lot of friends that negatively impacted me.
I felt unloved by my family, so I reached out to other guys to find love. I was always on social media. I was always isolated from my family, not eating with them.
When I was growing up, I didn't have a dad. My parents they weren't in the picture. And so me and my sisters were placed with different homes, and in those homes, we were separated, and the 2 different homes I was in, I was being sexually abused 2 different times. And so I just grew up with a really distorted view of love. And so when I was in my teens, I started rebelling. I started going to parties. That's when I started drinking. I got into smoking pot on the weekends, which turned into using cocaine. So I came to Teen Challenge, and it was so hard. It was the hardest thing I ever did, but God instantly met me at the door. When I walked in, all I could feel was His peace.
And so we have biblical advisors. So each student gets an advisor, and that advisor works with them through the program, meets all their needs. They have a set of forms that they fill out for each girl when they're advising them. So it's a very structured meeting that they have with those girls. But then on the other side, they're there if they're going through something, because we get a lot of girls that struggle with cutting and depression and suicidal thoughts. And these types of things that are plaguing our communities.
First of all, we will interview the students, and then the way it brings life changes, we address the root problems that they're struggling with. Suicide, depression, anxiety. We continually let them know, about praying to God, about learning about Jesus, and helping them to understand they can have a close relationship with God. So our goal is to help them to see that they are worth something in Christ. They're daughters of the King. Help them to understand that they are loved. They can be free.
I'm a lot happier. I have a really good relationship with my family, and I'm starting to love myself more and want to build a relationship with God. I've been able to communicate with other people a lot better, and I just feel a lot clearer-headed now that I'm not using drugs or anything to cope with my emotions. I'm learning healthy ways to deal with these things and those thoughts that I'm having. I've learned responsibility. We have our own set chores and things that we have to get done every day. We wake up on our own. We have things that we're expected to do, and this place has really taught me how to be responsible and take accountability.
I have learned to be honest, because with God everything comes out. It disconnects you from social media and bad influences from other people, and it gives you an opportunity to grow and learn the best about yourself.
We pair them up when they first come in. Somebody that's new will be with somebody that's been there in 3rd phase, 7 months. And so peer influence is one way.
It's really nice. We all get along together, even though we're all different ages. And we help each other out. And if someone's needing help with schoolwork or phase work, or just learning how to do new stuff around the house, we're always there to help each other out.
We have outside sources doing the therapy, and the reason for that is while they're in the program, sometimes they need an outlet. They need somebody else to talk to besides the staff or their advisor or myself. And so this gives them a place where they feel safe and a person they can talk to that is a licensed therapist. As we go through the program, I talk with the parents every Friday. I work with them. I tell them how their child's doing. I give them updates when they're doing good, when they're doing bad, and it's really neat to see how the parents start to learn how we're doing it, so that they can start using some of those methods when they go back home.
Really just got to the root of why I chose to do the things that I did, what turned me to use drugs, what chose me to go down that path instead of growing up and making smart choices. Like, I really got to the root of all that stuff, and Teen Challenge, it changed me, it changed my heart.
But this place has helped me a lot to understand that with God in your life, everything is possible.
Without Teen Challenge, I'd honestly probably be in jail. I would not be living the life that I would want to live, because I always had goals for myself that I wanted to accomplish in the future, but I wasn't doing anything to take steps towards the goal. I was pushing myself further away from that.
I have learned integrity. I have learned how to love myself. I've learned about not to be so insecure. If you and your family are struggling in the way that we were, please reach out to Thrive Girls Academy.